What is that? You're a tough guy. Must be your spot. That's what I thought. Buster. Man, it's summertime, y'all. It is summertime and it's tough. I've been out here for, I don't know, an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. And the bite's slow. It is definitely slow. Been covering a little bit of water with top water. Covering a little bit of water on top with the toad, and then I've been throwing a jerkbait, just random things, just covering some water, trying to get a feel of things and not getting a lot of bites. And I was sitting around the house last night just thinking, pondering, and you know, there's a bait that I used to throw a long time ago and nobody's throwing it anymore, in my opinion. Let me know if you're throwing it, but it's a grub. This sucker right here, a little 4-inch grub, 4 or 5-inch grub, Texas rig, 1/4 ounce weight, and that's what we're gonna do. You know, I've been kind of on this old school kick, just trying to revitalize old techniques and baits. And today, you know, we got nothing to lose. It's tough out here. This is that time of the day in the summertime. It's like 11 o'clock, and it just gets dead, man. There's like this dead period. So I'm gonna put this grub in my hand and we're gonna cover some water. We're gonna flip some grass, we're gonna flip some wood, some rock, just kind of jump around some points, cuts, pockets, whatever we see, and we're gonna see how many fish we can catch in the next couple hours. And hopefully we can come up with something. I got Finster over here and she's just panting really hard. I'm gonna have to set up her little makeshift doggy house. But we're flipping some shade right now, and we're gonna make a little move and run around. So stay tuned. We're gonna figure something out here. This is fun, man. This is a fun way to fish pitching grass with a Texas rig grub, and nobody's doing it. Grass bass. Little feller. Fish looks like a smallmouth, so dark. Put that little grub. There we go. Little guy. It's a bite. Got it. Up in here. All right, man. It's something a little bit different, and we are getting some bites on. Just a grub, man. It's flipping a Texas rig grub. It's old school, man. Nobody's talking about this anymore. And it's slow out here. Middle of the day, summertime. It's a little bit of breeze just starting to pick up, but it's been still this morning. Covered water with a toad and a minnow and a little jerkbait, top water, and I can't get bit, so broke out a little ledge in here. There he is. Grubbage. Little grubbage. All right. Decent fish. Man, they ain't everywhere. You gotta cover some water. Old school bait. Let's do it again. Finally. The catfish. Oh, dang it. Got it, booty. There we go. Okay. All right, decent fish on the grubbage. Just came up here to fish on these bluffs. Having problems getting bit out of the grass, and so we're just looking for deeper water now. You know, I am going to fish some grass that's bumping up against that deeper water, but I thought I'd swing up here and try this, and I haven't been up here very long. I already caught one. There we go. And we got a bite. Hope you're enjoying the video so far. If you are, give me a thumbs up, and a subscribe would be greatly appreciated. Man, I'm starting to sound like Randy Blockett. You know, I keep going back and revisiting all these old techniques, and it's so much fun because these are the techniques that got us to where we are now. There's a lot of new stuff that's coming out, but there's old stuff that still works, and that was the focus of this video today. I mean, it was really tough out there, guys. I'd fished a lot of different techniques, like I mentioned, and just wasn't really getting a lot of feedback. So I thought, what the heck? I'll just, I threw a pack of grubs in my boat. I'm like, let's just Texas rig a grub, because I used to catch them like that years ago. And that's exactly what we did. Unfortunately, I did run out of grubs because I only had like 4 going to the lake, and I got several bites on them. I was really like just babying the grubs that I had left, but that very last fish that you'll see in a minute actually threw my last grub off. But I was throwing the Zoom Fat Albert, a green pumpkin. I believe this is like a 4-inch grub, and it's a little bit fatter. It's got a little bit thicker body. It's got a really fat tail, so it's not like small grub like you would throw for a bluegill or crappie. This is a little bit meatier grub. So a 4 or 5-inch grub is perfect. There's probably several still out there. I think Big Bite Baits makes one. Of course, this is a Zoom. I'm sure Yamamoto has a 5-inch grub. There's probably several other companies that have them, but we were pitching around grass for the most part, and so I was trying to mimic a bluegill. So green pumpkin was what I was going with, and it's actually the only one I had. I had some smaller smoke ones, and the green pumpkin, I believe. So it worked out perfect because we were going after the bluegill. Since we were trying to mimic bluegill with this grub, something I did was I took a blue spike it marker. Normally, it's chartreuse, but if you look at a lot of bluegill and some gizzard shad as well, they have a darker tail. Not all bluegill, but some of them, a lot of them, will have like a darker tail. They got their main body color, and then as it gets into the tail section, it gets darker. So instead of taking chartreuse, you can take a blue marker and hit the tips of that. It just gives it a little bit of contrast, and I believe it does make a difference. It adds a little bit of scent and definitely makes that tail look a little bit natural, more natural. As far as the rigging, I was using a 3/0 Gamakatsu Superline EWG hook, and it fits in there just about right. I mean, definitely wouldn't want anything bigger. You could probably go with a 2, but a 3 will get all the meat that you can get. Another hook that I used to use, and I just rediscovered these, is you guys are the old school guys that know this. This is the, I believe this was like Shaw Grigsby. This is the HP hook, and it's got this little spring lock on there, which is kind of cool. So you just rig it up like this. It's been a while since I did this. I just digging through some old boxes a while ago, and I found these, and I'm like, I'm gonna break those out and start using them. But you just kind of go in like this, slide it up there, and it's got this little clip, and you slide that up there, and then you just take that clip and go behind the meat of that, and it keeps that thing from sliding down. I remember having decent hookup ratio, and I'm actually gonna put some of these in the boat. I'm gonna go out and play with them, but all I was doing was just, you know, texposing that bait like this, and I don't even know if this is, yeah, that works like that. But what I've done is, I don't know, let me know, give me your opinion on this. Do you like to rig your grubs, and I guess even your worms, with the tail down or with the tail up? It seems to me like you get less line twist if it's down like this. So that's what I was doing until I started getting, you know, low on the grubs and I had to flip them around. But I was just throwing it on a 1/4 ounce bullet weight, and I was pegging it. I like to peg it because, you know, when you peg it, you can slide it down and bump the bobber stop up against the weight, and you can actually swim it, you know, which that's kind of the traditional way to fish a grub. You can swim it around that grass, and if you want to give it more freedom, you can just pull that bobber stop away. So, you know, we didn't catch any giants today, but we did catch some fish, and it was fun to revisit an old technique and get some bites. Dang, it was another one. It's weird how you go for a long time to get a bite, and then all of a sudden you get a couple bites right in a row. I guess it's not weird, but because it happens a lot. It's just always interests me why there are several fish hanging around one little area and then there's just nothing anywhere else. And it all looks similar. This is just a little pocket right here, so there's a little bit of a change on the bank. There we go. Snatched up a little feller. Okay. Ain't much of a fish, but I'll count them. Pretty tough out here. Middle of the day, and we're just kind of covering some of this weedy looking bank. Just flipping around, hoping to come across a fish. There's a little guy. Look out, dude. Got a wild one. We got a wild one. Okay. That's crazy. Rodeo clown. Oh, I want my grub. Dang it. Lost my last grub. It's gonna wrap it up, folks. Man, it was tough out here. Man, there's none but dinks today. Just the way it goes, but I did have fun playing around with an old new technique, that little grub. Check it out, man. It's obviously we didn't whack them today on it, but I have had some really good days on it in the past, and it's something that not many people are doing. I think it's just one of those days where fish are just not biting. So had fun though. That's all I got to say. Until next time.